Game time!
Welcome to another episode of Game Time, presented this week by Nusenda Credit Union. I'm JP Murrieta, and this week we are with the Farmington Lady Scorpions and head coach Tom Adair. Thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks for having us.
It's still early in the season, but if you had to choose a word or two to describe this year's team, what would it be? What kind of group do you have?
Oh, I got the best group, but to describe, and they say it every time they meet together and do their thing, it's how do we do it together? And that's how they've been. They really play together as a team, and I love the way that they've bonded as a family, so that's exciting.
Well, you're off to a great start this year. This is your first year together with this team after years of coaching in Bloomfield. You've been up in the Four Corners for years and years. You've been a fixture up there. How is this experience with Farmington different than any of the other experiences you've had with other teams?
The commitment of these young ladies, their work ethic, just from day one. I met with Kamalani and Kapilani and Kanjani and their mom, and then Tanea and Shanoa and their parents with Coach Austin and myself. And just from that time forward, we've just had the total buy-in and commitment. We had a lot of success in the team camps that we did, and then just our work ethic since the beginning of the school year and since the season has started has been tremendous. This is the best leadership I've had of all the programs I've been in the last 37 years. The leadership I get from this bunch of young ladies has been tremendous.
You've mentioned some of the girls already. What kind of style do you expect to run this year with these girls? And offensively and defensively, it seems like defensively you've forced a lot of turnovers from your opponent. You're comfortable running the floor. You have some outside shooters. What's your approach to each game?
Oh, we want to run, gun, and have fun. And that's what these ladies do. They get after it. And our defense has been tremendous because they really buy into that team concept. Each one of them know how important their job is. And so that's been really good. And I love the way they cheer for each other in practice. Even when we were just doing our 7th hour transition stuff, anytime someone does something good, they're all cheering for one another, and I think that's excellent.
Well, I've noticed a familiar face on your staff, Karen Austin. Used to be Karen Carlin. You're familiar with her as well. And you have Celeste King, another former basketball standout from the Four Corners, on your staff. How do you utilize them with this team in this program?
Oh, my staff's been tremendous. Also, Randy Crockett, he was with me in Bloomfield the last 10 years, and his knowledge of the game has been tremendous. But just the experience that Karen has, I mean, she's played in the Final Four, she's played professional basketball. She's such a resource for these young ladies because I've got 7 seniors, and majority of them want to go play college basketball. So to have someone like Karen on staff makes a big difference. But Randy has a lot of connections too, so does Coach Dell, so Coach King, Dell. So it really helps having that kind of knowledge. Randy's been doing this almost as long as I have, so he sees things and does them before I even have to say, Coach, can you do that? He's already got it done, so it's really neat to have the staff I have. And Karen saves me because I'm not very good with technology, and she's my technology queen, and I appreciate that, so she really helps me out.
All right, well, it looks like you got a permanent spot on staff then, as long as he's here, because he needs the technology help. So your job security is good.
Buster Mabry can tell you. He has to call me and make sure I knew how to get on. So,
you came down to Albuquerque to play in an early season tournament, but traveling to Albuquerque back and forth in the district that you're in can be quite the challenge too. How much of a taxing and toll is that on a team going back and forth? They come to you, you come to the Albuquerque schools, and you do it quite often.
Well, so much of it is a mindset, and it's like something I tell the girls all the time. You only worry about the things you can control. And we can't control that aspect of it. Just like in a game, you can't control what the referees do, you can't really control what the other team does, but we can certainly control what we do. And 2 things we do have total control of is our attitude and our effort, and then there's the third one, preparation. And that's something these guys have really bought into, is not just the physical preparation, but the mental preparation. But they've worked their tail off in the weight room, in the gym, everything we've asked them to do, they've bought into it. And that, I really believe that breeds success. And they understand we got to keep getting better. And we don't worry about what's in the past, we focus on what's ahead of us.
How do you size up Class 5A?
Oh, it's tough basketball. New Mexico basketball is tough. You know that. We've been in it for a long time, but it's another level because I coached at the 3A level, 4A level, and when we played for state championship at Bloomfield 4 years ago, it was 5A, but that's when we had the 6A in basketball. This is just another level of competition, but there's nothing too big for these young ladies. They just know how to step onto the court and be ready to play, no matter what.
It's still early in the year. What is your primary focus on what these girls need to improve on as you wrap up December and head into January?
We want to keep getting better on defense, our shooting, and they love to shoot. I've never had a team that loves to shoot like they do. We did the Gallup tournament last week, and we were shooting for a good hour and a half before the game because they had that dead period between games. And they shot. I didn't have any complaining. They want to shoot. They're warm-up drill before games. It's mostly shooting. And so I love that aspect. We want to keep improving on that. During Christmas break, we'll have some time to work on conditioning and some fundamentals that, since the season started, we've been playing ball games. And so we had 4 games last week, got 4 games this week. So it's been a pretty fast ride. But they've handled it really well. And the big thing is mental toughness. And to me, mental toughness is doing the right thing at the right time. And these young ladies know how to do that.
And lastly, you've been around coaching for a while. You know what it takes to make a deep postseason run. Does this group have what it takes to maybe lift the blue trophy at the end of the year?
Oh, absolutely. That's their goal. They did their own goals, and I'm really proud of the goals that they came up with. And they definitely had that on there. But they understand the action plan you have to reach that ultimate goal of hosting that blue trophy. But I want all of them to have that joy. I got the experience of that as a coach with Karen and Celeste, and there's nothing that compares to it. You know, I remember as a little boy watching my big brother play for a state championship, and that was my dream. I never got to do it as a player, but I've been able to do it as an assistant coach, basketball coach. But I want to be able to do that as a head coach with these young ladies, and that is our goal. But we understand it's a process and it's a long season, so we got a ways to go, and we want to keep getting better.
All right, well, good luck. You might be winning that in some new green, too. Good to see you. Good luck this season. Good luck, ladies. We'll be back with more Game Time after this. Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, one night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks, and athletes who drink or do drugs are twice as likely to get injured. Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to the website to find out today.
Hi, my name's Kamalani Anitielu. I'm from Farmington High School. Welcome back to Game Time.
The Pecos boys basketball team came up short in last year's state title game, but with a roster filled with seniors this season, they have the experience to make another run at the Blue Trophy. And I mean run. When you think Pecos boys basketball, you think run and gun.
You know, we have a bunch of runners, as you always heard that. We have a bunch of runners who want state cross country, and so that's what we do. We run. We have a lot of runners who love basketball, and we're going to get it up and down.
The Panthers ran their way to the state title game in 5 of the last 6 years. They're off to a good start so far this season, reaching the title game of the tournament at Capitol High School last week.
Individually, we want to get better, but as a team collectively, we want to get better. Communication is always something we could always improve on, and then the effort. Effort is always 100% that we're after. And we feel we take care of the little things. We feel big things kind of fall in place. So that's what we're focused on.
Head coach Arthur Gonzalez led Pecos to the state title game last season. This year's roster includes 9 seniors. It could be someone different leading the team in scoring each game.
I really feel like every individual on our team has an opportunity to have their big game, you know, as far as scoring. Next game could be someone else. And so that's what we're focused on.
The Panthers might not be the biggest team on the court, but they're quick, they press, and they're proud of it.
Northern New Mexico, you know, we've always dealt with size deficiencies, so it's a run and gun type of thing. And so that's what we focus. And yeah, there is a lot of pride, and we take a lot of pride in our program, and we're hoping that that helps us this season.
Hi, I'm Tanea Parrish from Farmington High School, and we'll be back with more Game Time after this.
We wanted to take this opportunity to remind you, if you haven't already, make sure to download the NMAA 24/7 app. It's free, and free is cheap. Chances are likely you have a phone in your possession right now, so go to the App Store or Google Play and download the free NMAA 24/7 app. It's the best place to find schedules, scores, highlights, and follow your school all year. And here's the best part, we will have giveaways all throughout the year. You will be registered to win just by downloading the app and signing up. We will have prizes from Dick's Sporting Goods, Dion, Sonic, tournament pass giveaways, free tickets, and much more. You like free stuff? Then download the NMAA 24/7 app. The best place to find tournament brackets? The NMAA 24/7 app. The easiest way to find out when your team is playing next? The NMAA 24/7 app. Where can you go to find out the final score you're looking for? The NMAA 24/7 app. It's all in one place. The NMAA 24/7 app. So go to the App Store or Google Play and download the free NMAA 24/7 app.
Last year, we had to change so many games. We had to, you probably got frustrated because you thought you were going to play on a Tuesday, and then we did not have officials, so we had to move the game to Thursday, and football now is on a Thursday and not on a Friday and Saturday. Well, that is all due to not having enough officials because of the bad behavior that is going on within our games. And that's parents included and spectators.
It's everybody's responsibility. We all talk about, is it the coaches, is it the administrators, is it the community member? It's got to be all of us doing it together, because if we all do it together, then it's a lot easier to solve the problem.
Treat people the way you want to be treated. Do you really want someone to yell at you? Do you want someone to sit there and yell at a kid or whatever? If that was your kid, would you want someone yelling at them? No, you wouldn't. I mean, so to me, treat people the way you want to be treated, act the way you think people should behave, and I think we should all be golden.
Set the example. Set the example for everybody around you.
Winning is fun. Winning is rewarding. Winning is an important goal, but the number one reason kids take part in athletics and activities is to have fun. Don't ruin their experience with inappropriate language. Negative behavior can be embarrassing to your student. Know your role. Your role is to support your student in a positive manner, not to coach, not to referee, but if you're interested in officiating, we can direct you on how to become an official. Call me after this video and I'll be happy to set you up. The way parents behave in the stands has a big influence on how their child enjoys their experience. Let's compete with respect, integrity, and responsibility.
We are going to have an administrator at every single contest to make sure that our parents, that our fans, that our coaches, our athletes are behaving appropriately, and we go back and realizing why we play high school sports, and that is for the friendships, for the love of the game, and to learn lifelong skills.
Welcome back to Game Time, presented this week by Nusenda Credit Union. You know, basketball games and basketball tournaments are underway all over the state, and without officials, those games could not take place. The entire sports community could always use more officials of all ages. ATC senior Chanel Yeager is not only a student athlete in multiple sports, she's also an official, and she encourages other students to give officiating a try.
I've always seen strong refs around me. I've always been a part of the game and seen them get, berated by parents and also kind of be an uplifting spirit. So I kind of wanted to see what it was all about, and I knew it would give me a little bit of money and let me be a part of the game. I got to see just being really welcomed by other refs as, it's a very small community and they just don't have very many people around. And so they're always welcome to every individual that wants to ref. Get involved. I think it's not as scary as you think. Every ref is actually really nice and there to help the kids and just really love the sport. So just get involved and talk to any ref. They'd be happy to help you.
If you're interested in becoming an official, go to highschoolofficials.com and sign up. That's going to do it for this episode of Game Time, presented this week by Nusenda Credit Union. We are going to be off for the holiday break, but don't worry, we'll return in January every week for more Game Time, more highlights, and more guests. If your team would like to be a guest on our show, drop us an email, jp@nmact.org, and let us know you're interested, and we'll see if we can find a time on the calendar to get you on the show. Have a safe and happy holiday break. We'll see you next time on Game Time.